Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is AhTravesty playing some Neverwinter Nights 2 modded. I'm continuing on with the Crystal Mist campaign. Now it's Chapter 3, the Sahuagin Heel. The first two chapters being Against the Cult of the Reptile God and the Lichway, of which I played both of them and I have LPs for them. If you want to watch them, go ahead and please do so. This mod is created by a guy named Cliortes, who actually converted this from a pen and paper mod that was first published in White Dwarf magazine back in 1985. So, let's see what we have here for an introduction. Many years ago, a legendary hero named Iskatha and his band of warriors defeated a tribe of fierce Sahuagin that gave the archipelago its name. Now something is once again attacking ships sailing through the islands. The Baron Hochoch, patron of your previous adventures in the area, calls upon your skill once more to investigate the cause and put an end to it. Okay, so, let's go ahead and start campaign. Okay, so here we are back in the town of Hochoch. This has been the starting town for the previous two chapters as well. And let's see, I'm still using my same character. This is the character I exported from Chapter 2. And this is Kenneth Shand. Lawful good, obviously. He is a human paladin, 4th level. Currently has a strength of 18, which has a magic item increasing that even further. He's got a constitution of 15, which has a magic item which increases that. And a charisma of 17, which he also has another magic item which is increasing that. Other than that, everything else is pretty much average, except with the exception of wisdom, which is 14. Let's take a look at his skills real quick. He does have a little bit in concentration. He's got a decent diplomacy and a decent heal. Other than that, that's about it. And feats, he's got Ladies Man, Power Attack, Extra Smiting, and Luck of Heroes. And as a 4th level paladin, obviously, he gets all these class abilities here, including Aura of Courage, Divine Grace, Divine Health, Lay on Hands, Smite Evil, and Turn Undead. And let's take a look at some of his gear. He does have a Paladin's Helmet, which gives him a +1 to concentration checks. It's got a Nymph Cloak +1, which increases his Charisma, that's why it's now 17. Full Plate +1, Belt of Hill Giant Strength, which increases his strength by 3, which gives him a total of 18. And he's got some Boots of Hardiness +1, which gives him a dodge modifier to armor class, as well as an increase on constitution, which now gives him that total of 15. And weapon, he still has this Cold Iron Blade. This is the weapon we found back in Chapter 1. We decided to just keep that one. It's a longsword +1 that does extra cold damage and increases his fortitude. And we have this Silver Shield. I believe we got this in Chapter 2. This is pretty much a heavy shield +2 and immunity to fear, but the immunity to fear isn't going to benefit a paladin because he's already got immunity to fear, but I got it anyway, so. And as far as trinkets, he does have an Amulet of Natural Armor +2, Ring of Protection +2, and a Ring of Jade. And he's got an assortment of some miscellaneous scrolls and potions and some healing kits. And he also has some ice darts, just in case he needs them for missile weapons. It's darts +1, which do additional cold damage. Okay, so let's take a look at a map and see if there's anything changed here. It looks like everything's pretty much the same from Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So, let's head into town. And here we have a journal update. After a long stroll in the wilds, your heart rises at the sight once more of Hochoch, jewel of the Crystal Mist Mountains and base for many adventures. Alright, let's see what we got in the journal. Hochoch, jewel of the Crystal Mist Mountains and your base for many successful adventures. Your patron, the Baron Hochoch, can always be counted on to provide daring exploits and bold quests, which so far have proved most lucrative. Alright. Alright, let's go into town. Yeah, Baron Hochoch lives in this mansion up here up on the hill. Let's see what we got new here. Marlin and some Sergeant Arlo Breakspear. Good evening, Master Shand. I trust you had a grand stroll up there in the mountains. Yes, it was a fair wander along the trail. The summer flowers are blooming, and the air is fresh and clear. Puts a spring in your step, Sergeant. Well, how do you fancy stepping up to the Baron's manse? He asked me to send you up there when you returned. Do you know what he wants? Something about islands. Not sure why that's an issue up here in the mountains. Thanks, Sergeant. I'll talk to him and find out what he wants. Okay, so we're gonna head on up. Let's take a quick stroll through town just to see if there's anything different. Yeah, here's a crafting hall over here if anybody's unfamiliar with my previous LPs. There's a crafting hall here. There you can go in there to make any kind of items you would like. Over here there is a high-end magical items shop. And these three shops over here are just like miscellaneous. This one here is your black market guy. The one in the center is crafting supplies and such. And over here is your mundane items like a pawn shop type of place. Right over here is your blacksmith that deal with your weapons and armor. Here's the Purple Sloop, the local tavern. That's where we're going to go to pick up our companions. And up here on the hill to the left is the temple. And further over here, amongst all these columns right here, if you should happen to die during this adventure, you'll actually be resurrected and then teleported right back to this area right here. And right over here is the Baron Hochoch's mansion. So we're going to go see him first and get our first quest. Alright, and he's in the same location he was. Let's talk to him. Well met, my good friend Kenneth. Well met to you also. Sergeant Orlo mentioned that you might have some adventuring work that needed my skill. Well, yes. I have need of someone to help with a difficult matter down off the coast. Please continue. Let me tell you a story. Many years ago, a horde of Sahuagin, leading similar evil creatures, had a base within an archipelago far to the south of these mountains. They raided and pillaged regularly, causing havoc along the coast. They made such a name for themselves that the islands became known as the Sahuagin Heel. One day a strange warrior, clad in shining silver armor, and his followers arrived and struck out to put an end to their schemes. The warrior's name was Iskatha, and although none of his cadre was ever seen again, nor were the evil denizens of the Sahuagin Heel. Until last month, Sahuagin have returned to the Heel and are attacking shipping passing nearby. It's only a matter of time until they once again draw more evil creatures to their islands and threaten their coastal towns. I see. Out of interest, how did you hear about all this? Hochoch isn't exactly on the coast. You've probably noticed a tavern in the town called Purple Sloop? The owner and I go back a whiles, and they have a few other nautical contacts still. Alright, how do I get there? Well, you may have met Aridel, a mage of no small measure who lives in Hochoch. She's agreed to teleport you and any companions you request to the islands when you're ready. How will I know when I've removed the threat? We've heard that they're led by a great chief, said to be much bigger than the other Sahuagin. I hear that he wears a talisman of finest jade in a very distinct design. Bring it to me, and I'll see that you are well rewarded. Very well. When you're ready to go, visit Aridel, and she'll teleport you to where Hartrell has moored the swallow in the center of the archipelago. But remember, there's no easy way to return until your expedition is complete. But it's possible to return if I need to? Yes, it is. But the teleport magic requires very expensive components. Hartrell will return you free of charge, but Aridel will charge 5,000 gold to send you back to the swallow. I understand. Right. Away you go then. Good hunting, and report back when your task is complete. Thank you, I will. Oh yes, and if you haven't already, you may benefit from a visit to Abadessa of Danir. Really? Oh yes. 2 weapons of great power are lost. She wants them found. So we got another quest here. Okay, the Sahuagin Heel. The mage Aridel is waiting to teleport you to a ship named the Swallow, anchored in the Sahuagin Heel, once you are ready. Okay, yep. And we need to go to the temple and pick up another quest. See you there. Alright, back outside. Alright, so we need to go talk to Abadissa, I think her name was, here at the temple, and see what's up with these missing weapons that Baron talked about. Abadissa, let's talk to her. Welcome to my temple. How may a humble servant of Danir help you? The Baron advised me to visit you. Something about some missing weapons? Ah, I have been divining the area known as the Sahuagin Heel for him. To find out about the raiders attacking shipping? Yes, and I have found out much that concerns me. Such as? The Sahuagins seem to be led by a great chief. I know that already. Know this. There also appears to be a greater force at work here. Something distant, but very powerful. I know not who or what. Am I likely to encounter it in the archipelago? I think not. Well, that's a relief. It should be. I sense great evil has awoken, and is sending out tendrils throughout the lands, guiding lesser evil beings. But there's something else I discovered in my divinations. Yes? The great hero Escatha, whose band quelled the Sahuagin in ancient times. He was defeated as he himself was victorious over the Sahuagin. And two of his weapons, powerful magical artifacts blessed by Danir himself, are scattered in the archipelago. Really? Yes, and I would be very grateful if you could find them, a sword and a bow, and return them here to me. Exactly how grateful? Extremely grateful. Of course, I'll find them and bring them back to you. Thank you. My hopes go with you. These weapons may prove to be valuable if this great evil force comes this way. Alright, so we just picked up a couple new quests here. The Sword of Escatha and the Bow of Escatha. We need to find them and bring them back to her. Okay, so next task on the list, we need to head on down to the Purple Sloop. Okay, now, on our way to the Purple Sloop, we're going to pick up our companions. In the last chapter and the first chapter, I actually had 4 companions. One being a sorcerer, one being a cleric, another one a barbarian, and a rogue. And I picked them all up from here, so let's go get those guys back again. Okay, so here we are in the Purple Sloop. Everything looks pretty much the same from chapters 1 and chapter 2. And just to reiterate, this right here is the guest book. If you click on this, you can actually create your own party. All you have to do is open up this party editor here and create your own party. But I'm going to continue on with the tradition of what I've been doing in chapter 1 and chapter 2, and that's picking up these companions. And it looks like there's some new ones here. Alright, so we still have Helvdell. Let's go ahead and pick him up right now. He was our sorcerer. And we'll take a closer look at these companions here in a moment, but let's pick up everybody first. Here's Dave. He was our barbarian. And oh, we got some new folks here. Let's look at them in a little bit. Let's pick up the ones I know who are. Here is Brother Gareth, the cleric. And this is a new guy too. And we have Surful, he was our rogue. Okay, so it looks like there are 4 new characters we can pick up here. One of them of which looks like another paladin, but well met. Let's go ahead and pick them all up for the hells of it. That way we can take a look at them and see who they are.
And hello.
Okay, who is this Mephistopheles? Well, welcome to the party, and Carrick. Okay, so what do we got here? A total of 9 it looks like. Well, I'm definitely not going to go through this adventure with that many companions, that's for damn sure. Okay, so before we look at the characters that I normally used with Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Let's look at these new ones. What do we have here? Sir Pellinor, the Golden Paladin, a 4th level Paladin. He's got some decent scores. Let's see what he's got here. Looks like he's got some heal and some diplomacy. Feats, he's got cleave, power attack, augment healing, extra smiting, and luck of heroes. Very similar to what Kenneth has. And he's got some magic items here. Full plate +1, Sir Pellinor's sword. Bastard sword +1 plus extra damage versus evil, only usable by a paladin. Pellinor's shield, which is a heavy shield +1. And let's see, that's about it for him. Let's go to Mistress Buchos, Cicada Paolo. And she is a lawful good 4th level human monk. Highest scores are intelligence and charisma and wisdom, followed closely by constitution and strength and dexterity. Well, actually, hell, she's got all good scores across the board there, it looks like. Alright, all kinds of good skills here. A little concentration, some hide, some listen, some move silently, parry, a little bit in search, and spot and tumble. Wow, she's got a lot of feats here. Cleave, deflect arrows, dodge, improved unarmed strike, power attack, stunning fist, toughness, and weapon focus and quarterstaff. Yeah, a lot of those I think are monk feats that she might get as she progresses up in level. What's she got for gear here? Quarterstaff +2, ring of protection +2, gloves of the rogue +2 on disable device, open lock, set trap, and sleight of hand. Monk's outfit, nothing spectacular. Owen's special breakfast, oh, that does bear's endurance. And a bunch of miscellaneous potions. Okay, so let's take a look at Mephistopheles Steel Owl. He is a multi-class rogue wizard, 2nd level in each, neutral, moon elf, 19 dexterity, intelligence, which is increased by something, generalist wizard. Take a look at skills here. He's got a lot in concentration, craft alchemy, craft armor, disable device, some hide, lore, all the thievely skills. Spellcraft is decent, spot's decent. What do we got for feats here? Dodge, toughness, combat casting. What's he got for gear? Ring of invisibility, ring of clear thought. I think that increases intelligence, yep. And adventurer's robe, anything with that? No. And short sword +1, few trap kits, and some miscellaneous potions and such. And Carrick. Chaotic neutral, human fighter. Strength and constitution are highest, followed by dexterity. And skills. Craft armor and craft weapon are decent. Good intimidate. A little bit in parry. And a decent taunt. Wow, he's got a lot of feats. Yeah, cleave, power critical longsword, expert tactician, great cleave, improved 2 weapon fighting, knockdown power attack, 2 weapon fighting, weapon focus longsword, and weapon specialization longsword. And dual wield. What's he got for gear? Carrick's shield. It's like a heavy shield with a bonus versus piercing. And Carrick's longsword, which is a longsword +1. And Carrick's short sword, which is a short sword +1. Okay, I think what I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss this paladin, this monk, this multi-class magic user rogue, and this fighter, and I'm just going to stick with the same 4 companions I had that journeyed with me through Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. And then I'm going to do a reset on these guys and give them enough experience points to get them to level 4, and then I'm going to re-level them up. Okay, so I'll be back when I'm all done with that. Stay with me. Okay, got my party all sorted out. I ended up doing a reset on all 4 of my companions and I leveled them back up to level 4, so they're all sorted out now. So I did end up keeping Dave, Brother Gareth, Surfel, and Helvdell. Those are the same 4 companions I had in the previous 2 chapters. So let's start from the top down here. Let's just go ahead and take a look at them so you can see what I did with these guys. I'm not too much worried about the gear right now because the next thing we're going to do after this is we're going to do a little shopping. So I'm going to end up selling some of this stuff and buying some new gear. So anyways, here we got Dave. He is our 4th level chaotic good human barbarian. Highest score is in strength, followed by dexterity and constitution with 16, and then everything else is average. For skills, he's got a decent craft armor, decent craft weapon, good intimidate, good listen, and he's got a really good parry. As you can see, it's 20, and the reason that's so damn high is because of this magical sword that he's got. This great sword plus 2 defender gives him a parry plus 10. So let's see, what else has he got? He's got a good survival and a good taunt skill as well. Okay, feats. He did start with extended rage and extra rage, and I gave him a weapon focus greatsword because he's got that greatsword, so we might as well take advantage of that. So as you can see, he doesn't have as many feats as he had before, so that was due to the reset. So now he's a legal character. Okay. Let's go on to the next character here. We got Brother Gareth. He is our 4th level lawful good human cleric. And as you can see now, his domains are destruction and earth. That was a bug, and I think we know about that already from chapter 2. Doing a reset actually fixed that, so he's squared away now. Okay, his scores. His highest is wisdom with a 17, and strength, constitution, and charisma with 16. Everything else is average. For skills, he's got a really good concentration along with heal, and he's got some in spellcraft as well. Feats, he's got toughness. That is a feat that was awarded to him from the earth domain. And in addition to that, he's got martial weapon proficiency, augment healing, and divine resistance. He does have destruction in earth domains. Destruction is going to give him smite infidel once per day, and it gives him early access to rage and acid fog spells. And the earth domain gives him toughness, as I mentioned already, and early access to stone skin and energy immunity spells. So that's Gareth. Let's go to Surfel. Surfel is our neutral 4th level moon elf rogue. Highest right now is dexterity with a 22, and that's getting amped up from those braces of dexterity plus 2. And he's got a really good constitution with a 15, and then 14s in strength and intelligence and wisdom and charisma are average. Skills, nothing spectacular. He's got all the normal thievery skills that are jacked up. So, and I put a little bit in use magic device as well. Feats, he started with alertness, which gives him a plus 2 bonus to spot and listen, and then I gave him point blank shot because his dexterity is so high, and he's got a magical composite shortbow plus 2. I'm thinking I'm going to keep him just using missile weapons the whole time, so that's why I went with that route right there. And finally we have Helvdell. He's our neutral good 4th level rock gnome sorcerer. He's got a high constitution with a 20, and then charisma 17. Everything else is average with the exception of strength, which is below average with a 9. The skills, he has a high concentration. He's got a decent lore and a decent spellcraft. And feats, he started with spell focus illusion, and I gave him combat casting on top of that. And that's about it. Like I said, I'll go into the gear later on because I'm going to end up doing some shopping. I might sell some of this stuff and then get him new stuff. So I'm not going to waste everybody's time with that. So we're going to head outside, do a little shopping. I'll see you out there. Okay, so just got done selling and buying some stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at our gear. I don't think I got anything for Kenneth.
Yes.
Dave, though, I did get a set of breastplate plus 1 for him, as well as some gauntlets of ogre power, which increases his strength by 2, so now his strength is now 20. I did give him the Amulet of Natural Armor. Since he had that greatsword and he couldn't use a shield with that, I needed to crank up his armor class a little bit. So now his armor class is 24.
Yeah?
And Brother
What?
Gareth, I gave him the Ring of Protection +2, and I got him a Periapt of Wisdom +1. That increased his Wisdom to 18, so that should give him... I think it should give him a bonus spell. Let's see, I also got him some Half Plate +1. And I got him a Morning Star +2. I passed that Silver Shield over to him too. This is the one that gives immunity to fear. It's a heavy shield +2 otherwise, and it initially was on Kenneth, but it was doing no good for him because he's already got immunity to fear, so I figured it'd probably be better on Brother Gareth to give him that immunity to fear bonus. And Surfel, what did I get him? I gave him the Amulet of Will +2 because he had a Will of 1. So I figured he needed an increase on that. And I gave him some leather armor +2. I did not do anything else for him. And Halfdel, I did give him an Amulet of Natural Armor +1 and a Ring of Protection +1, as well as a Wizard's Hat, which increases his concentration by 2. His armor class is only 16, that's pretty poor, but that's all we can get for now. Okay, so we're out here in the marketplace of Hochoch, and the next thing we need to do is go see the wizardress up here in this place. Aerodel, I think her name is. So let's go talk to her. She's going to get us to the Sahuagin Heel. Alright, shop of Aerodel the Mage. She should be able to teleport us to the Swallow, the boat that we need to get to, over in the Sahuagin Heel. Let's talk to her.
Hail and well met.
Ah, Kenneth, welcome. The Baron has advised me to expect you. Greetings, lady. You know then of my mission to the Sahuagin Heel? Yes, I've been researching a way to transport adventurers to the Swallow, and the Dwemer is ready. Now, are you ready to go? Yes, I'm eager to be underway. Very good. Let us proceed. Captain Hartrell awaits you. Farewell.